really don't know why it is that all of us are so committed to the sea, except I think it's because, in addition to the fact that the sea changes, and the light changes, and ships change, it's because we all came from the sea. And it is an interesting biological fact that all of us have in our veins the exact same percentage of salt in our blood that exists in the ocean. And therefore, we have salt in our blood, in our sweat, in our tears. We are tied to the ocean. And when we go back to the sea, whether it is to sail or to watch it, we are going back from whence we came.
Former President Kennedy said it, so it must be true, right? A huge number of evolutionary scientists say it, and they repeat it often, so it must be true, right? The percentage of salt in human body fluids and seawater is often used to provide evidence that life originated abiogenetically in the sea. But the hard scientific evidence shows that the levels of salinity in seawater and human blood are markedly different, drastically different as a matter of fact. The data and the evidence do not provide support for the theory of the chemical origin of life in the sea. Most evolutionists have held that all animals, including mankind, Homo sapiens, evolved from life forms that originated by chemical evolution in water and then later moved out of the water onto dry land. To support this view, evolutionists note that the tissues in our bodies are constantly moistened by a briny solution that they claim is similar to the salt and mineral level found in oceans and many salt lakes of the past. Evolutionists often claim that this observation is evidence of our ancient evolutionary ancestry. Former presidential candidate Al Gore, although more careful in his wording, he advocated the same erroneous idea when he stated that, quote, our blood even contains roughly the same percentage of salt as the ocean, where the first life forms evolved, end quote. Dr. Jerry Bergman, writing for Answers in Genesis in a scientific article titled, Is the Sodium Chloride Level in the Oceans Evidence for Abiogenesis, says, quote, although I have found numerous references in the popular scientific literature using the database of Biosis, some 15,800,000 records accessed March 12, 2010 through Ohio Link, he said, I could not find a single empirical study in scientific journals that supported the ocean salt human blood connection. This common assumption is an icon of evolution that lacks scientific support. Dr. Bergman, quoting from another scientist, states, as Morris notes, although the seawater blood-salt argument for evolution seldom appears in modern textbooks, its former prominence in textbooks from 1940 to 1970 ensures its continuance by those who learned it then. It is indelibly imprinted in evolutionary folklore. The scientific fact is that salinity and other mineral levels in human blood are markedly different from those of seawater today. Seawater has 3 times as much sodium and 5 times as much chlorine per unit weight as blood. Seawater contains about 8 times as much calcium and 50 times as much magnesium as blood. And blood has about 200 times more zinc, 250 times more iron, and 1,000 times more copper. The common claim in popular evolutionary literature that the salt salinity level today is similar to that in cells, and therefore this is evidence of abiogenesis and evolution, is simply scientifically incorrect. Darwinists claim the fact that salt is necessary for life is a result of our having evolved in a sea environment. Creationists, on the other hand, conclude that salt is common in the Earth's crust and in seawater because salt is required for our life sustenance. The level of salt in life and the sea is similar because we are a product of the same Creator that created both life and the sea, and also it is apparent to us, we, the creationists, that we live in a world created for us specifically, to meet our needs specifically. Thus, nature was created to fit our requirements and not the other way around. We have to ask yet again, if evolution and evolution scientists have gotten something as simple as this so badly wrong for so many years, how much else do they have wrong?